try to be chill, but you're so hot that I'm melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back before the cool done run out. I'll be giving it my best days, and nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours.
All right, everybody, second day of the week, morning coffee. Welcome back. My name is Rick Alexander, and I host these morning coffee episodes. On Thursdays, we do a long-form conversation. Typically, we didn't last week. While I'm in Australia writing my second book and working on my new coaching program, there will be significantly more morning coffee episodes, as I just really didn't want to take the time to fill up my media calendar with other people's time slots. I really wanted to make this sort of next couple months work for me because I have such big projects in the works. So you're going to be stuck with me for a little bit while longer. We're going to do a lot of morning coffee episodes, but we're going to get back to the long form conversations at some point, and we'll always be filtering in the sideshow with George Briones as well. Again, for those of you that didn't hear yesterday, I have a beta program launching for a new personal development program, which is going to take a lot of the themes that we're working on or we've talked about in Morning Coffee, a lot of the themes in my new book, and make them actionable to your life so you can figure out who you really are and what you really want. As a disclaimer, this course is going to be for people that are down to do the work. A lot of times we like the idea of something, but when it comes to actually doing deep work and facing some of our own shortcomings and our own demons and our own kind of shit that we have every single day, then we kind of turn back and we realize we don't actually want to do some of that deep work. And so if you do reach out to me in order to be part of this beta program, I would just be asked that you're willing to do the work. You're willing to invest in yourself. You're willing to invest in time, because I'm truthfully not interested in people working with people that don't want to change, because motivation always has to be intrinsic. All right, so today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to you a little bit. I ended yesterday's episode talking about the idea that hustle and alignment need to be both in alignment in order for you to produce your best work, because hustle alone just will not be enough. So I was interviewed on Iron Radio, which is a sort of strength sports podcast, a couple weeks ago, and they were asking me a little bit about discipline and the role that discipline plays in doing some of the bigger things in life. And they were talking to me about my 240-mile run and the role of discipline and what my thoughts were on it. What I wanted to do today was expound on some of those thoughts and give you my personal approach to discipline. My approach is that discipline actually, just like I said, motivation has to be intrinsic, discipline also has to be intrinsic. And what I think is, if you get to a point where you're not disciplined in order to work on the things that you feel called to, that you're actually probably not called to those things. You're probably actually just trying to hustle and push towards something that you think you should do. And it might not be something that you want to do, because what I found is in my own life, all of the projects that I've taken on, if I really love them, if it's something I really want to do in the world, the discipline comes as a byproduct because I'm so damn focused on that thing. And so what I would say to you is, if you are thinking about things that you want to do, projects, sports, even what you do for a movement practice and a workout, again, if you're forcing yourself, just like I said yesterday, every single day, it might be time to take a step back and look around, because the goal of this life is not to punish yourself. The goal of the hard work is to get to the product that you feel like is your best work. And so we want to always make sure that hard work is a means to an end and it's not the end. Now, when it comes to taking on big projects and producing your best work, then the discipline to actually do that thing is going to it shouldn't be something that you always have to force yourself to do. And so in the case of my 240-mile run, the discipline to actually get out and train and do the things I needed to do, it's just something that happened. It's just something that pulled me toward it. Now, the case where you want to use discipline is the accessory work in life, okay? So the main work is something that you are going to want to do. So let's talk about right now I'm writing this book. And so the actual writing process, the coming up with these ideas, like it's pouring out of me left and right. Like I literally cannot stop the content production because I feel so called to produce this thing in the world. Now, the place that I need to leverage discipline and really work discipline is on the rewrites, it's on the editing, it's on the marketing, it's on all of the details, because I'm such a big picture person. I know that when it comes to execution of details, I need to use discipline then. The problem with relying on discipline to do every single thing that you want to do in life is that it requires a lot of mental bandwidth. And so I understand this idea, but that Jocko Willink always talks about. People always tag me in his stuff and they say, like, well, discipline equals freedom. I totally understand it. And I actually believe that discipline does equal freedom, because if you are disciplined to do the things you need to do, you have the freedom of action to move and do the things that you want to do. But the things that you want to do should pull you to do the work required. It should pull you toward it, and you should feel like you want to do those things. And then you need to know where your character comes up short, and then use your discipline in order to execute on all of the other things that are surrounding that topic. And if you do that, I think you'll be much more set up for success. Again, if you require discipline to work on and achieve every single thing that happens in your life, or to do every single thing that you do in your life, you're going to be drained. You're going to be exhausted. It takes a lot of mental bandwidth in order to cultivate discipline. Like it really does. Like, as a way of thinking about this, think about if you're on a diet right now and you just keep cookies in the room. It's going to take a lot of mental bandwidth to not eat those cookies. So you need to not buy them in the first place. So that's a good way to think about how discipline works in your mind and the sort of space that it takes up in your mentality. So if you keep that thing in the room, you're always going to be thinking about not doing it. So we don't want to leverage our discipline to wear us out and tire us out. We want to use our discipline to execute some of the things around our dream. But as far as like doing the work every single day, like if you are, let's say you do CrossFit and you pull yourself in the gym every single day and it always feels like punishment, like I talked about yesterday, and you have to force yourself, like on some level, CrossFit just might not be the movement practice for you. And there probably is one for you, because look, we live in an age of entrepreneurship. New stuff is springing up every single day. New needs are being met. The market is expanding in every single possible way imaginable. There is a thing for you, but I don't believe that you should be using up discipline every single day in order to do those things. On some level, the vision has to pull you in. So in a lot of ways, this was a 2-part series from yesterday, talking a little bit about hustle and alignment. But I just think that this idea needed to be expounded on, because again, discipline, hustle, they're not always the answer. Like sometimes we just have to really want to do the things we're doing in the world. And if you don't want to do them, it could be that those things aren't for you. And that's okay. Probably at one point it might have seemed like they were, but now they're not. And we evolve and we figure out new things that we want to do. And that's okay too. And it might just be that you've not found your thing yet. So when it comes to discipline, my approach is a little bit counterintuitive. I think if you are really using your energy to be disciplined every single day, I just don't think it's the best strategy. I think it's a strategy you can employ and it will work and it will get you to a point. But again, on some level, you just have to enjoy your life. And I think that includes taking on things that you actually enjoy and that pull you to do them, because that's when the hustle stops feeling like the hustle. Every single morning when I get up to write my book, it doesn't feel like discipline. Like I cannot wait to get up and write. So and that's the time that I prize most during the day, where I feel the most aligned and the most like I'm doing the work I should be doing in the world. And so my hope for you would be that you would find that thing as well. And hopefully you do. And if you're not finding it now, then, don't be afraid to look around, see what else is out there, and see what else you might be capable of doing. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow on Morning Coffee.